In this video, we are going to experience the ROG Xbox Ally X, a collaboration launched by ASUS and Microsoft. One look at the Xbox Ally X's styling tells you it isn't a design built from scratch. The overall design style and button layout remain that familiar ROG handheld scheme. The biggest change is obviously concentrated on the handle grips on both sides of the lower chassis. It looks like they proactively sacrificed some aesthetic restraint to further enhance the grip feel. Honestly speaking, just judging by the first glance, I wouldn't say I particularly like this design. It looks a bit too peculiar, overly massive. However, I quickly stopped caring about what it looked like because the significantly deepened and lengthened grips on both sides firstly provide a clear resting place for the fingers, and secondly, they make the entire machine fit much more snugly in the palm. The actual grip experience is truly excellent. Compared to the old model, in long-duration gaming scenarios, you can clearly feel that the Xbox Ally X's grip is more effective at distributing the weight across the hands. Even though its weight has increased further compared to the old model, this part of the weight is more evenly spread across the palms, rather than being concentrated and pressing down on the wrists or fingers. Therefore, I consider its grip experience to be superior to the old model. The only trade-off is also quite obvious. Its volume makes it even harder to just grab and go. When lighting up the Xbox Ally X for the first time, we see the familiar Windows 11 interface. However, this time the entire setup process can be completed using the controller. If you look closely, you can see that Microsoft has specifically added a controller UI for these steps. After completing the unboxing setup, we enter an interface that is completely different from just now. This interface is essentially the Xbox PC app found within the Windows system. It's just that this time it has been made into a system-level full-screen launcher. Simultaneously, it does not load background processes related to the Windows desktop or file explorer, reportedly saving 2 GB of memory usage. To know if this full-screen mode is easy to use, it's actually quite simple. You just need to find a Windows computer nearby, open the pre-installed Xbox PC app, press a few keys on your keyboard, and then connect a controller to try it out. In less than 5 minutes, you'll basically have your answer. From the essence of the interaction, every operation the Xbox Ally X performs with the controller still corresponds to the familiar input logic of Windows behind the scenes. What it's doing is actually mapping the operations of using the keyboard arrow keys, Enter key, and ESC key to operate the Xbox PC app and mapping them completely onto the controller. The difference from a standard PC is that in this full-screen interface, the Xbox Handheld X provides direct download portals for Steam, Epic, Battle.net, and other game platforms. You no longer need to go to a browser to poke at the glass and find download addresses. Furthermore, games downloaded within these platforms will be automatically scanned and added to the unified game library. Pressing the Xbox button on the left calls up an Xbox game bar adapted for the handheld. ROG's own control center has also been integrated into this interface. Whether it's the interaction logic or the overall aesthetics, there is a distinct improvement compared to the old model. Speaking of which, we also conveniently conducted a set of targeted game tests. The goal is simple: to see if there is any performance difference between this Xbox full-screen mode and the traditional Windows desktop mode. For the test game, we chose Cyberpunk 2077, comparing the two at 17 watts and 25 watts respectively. 17 watts mainly simulates a quiet, battery-focused handheld usage environment, while 25 watts represents a usage scenario pursuing performance while plugged in. The graphics preset used the unified Steam Deck quality provided by CDPR. Let's first look at the performance at 17 watts with 900p resolution. In this setting, the average frame rate in Xbox full-screen mode was 46.22 FPS, while the Windows desktop mode was 44.43 FPS. The difference is 1.79 FPS. Increasing the power consumption to 25 watts and raising the resolution to 1080p, the average frame rate in Xbox full-screen mode was 50.64 FPS, and the Windows desktop mode was 50.27 FPS. The difference is only 0.37 FPS. From the test results, the performance boost under the Xbox full-screen mode is very limited. In terms of actual feel, it is basically imperceptible. As for how much of a performance boost it has compared to the old model, I used my most familiar game, Dark Souls 3, to run some mental comparative tests. From the actual test results, we can be relatively certain that at the same wattage and same graphics settings, the Xbox Ally X running at 1080p resolution can produce frame rate performance comparable to the old model running at 900p. Under the 17 watt TDP, Dark Souls 3 can run at 50 to 60 FPS on 1080p medium settings. Combined with VRR, the visual fluidity during actual gameplay is very high. In Elden Ring, which puts greater pressure on the hardware, under the same 17 watt TDP and 1080p medium settings conditions, the frame rate performance lands between 40 and 50 FPS. The overall pacing is still relatively stable, and the experience remains quite excellent. Summarizing the test results from Cyberpunk 2077 earlier, the Z1 Extreme possesses the ability to run high-load games with a target of 40 FPS under 17-watt TDP. Coupled with the massive 80-watt-hour battery, the Xbox Handheld X manages to balance both performance and battery life very well in unplugged usage scenarios. Additionally, the Xbox Handheld X has seen significant improvements in the quick resume experience. The overall stability and success rate are superior to the performance I experienced with the old model previously. I deliberately recorded a test. At 6 p.m. in the evening, I let the handheld enter sleep mode while the game remained running. I didn't wake it up until 11 a.m. the next morning. The game was still running in the foreground, and the battery consumption was controlled at 5%. From this result, the sleep and wake logic of the Xbox Handheld X is already closer to a gaming device rather than a Windows computer that might randomly sleep to death at any moment. As a side note, this newly added Xbox key can actually function in Steam Big Picture mode as well. So for players who have never touched the Xbox platform, going directly into the settings to turn off boot to full screen and allow controller to open game bar, and then directly using Steam Big Picture mode as the handheld front end is also a highly recommended usage method. Here's how I see it. If looking from a hardware perspective, the Xbox Handheld X is still a highly finished ROG handheld. The orientation is clear, the chassis is solid, and the overall stability is quite mature. But if we look at it truly as an Xbox handheld, the significance of Microsoft's inclusion mostly reflects in the shape of the grips and the newly added Xbox key. On the software level, it merely provides a controller operation entry point for Windows. It solves the problem of whether it exists, but it hasn't quite reached the level of thoroughly solving whether it is easy to use like SteamOS does. Alright, that's all the content for this video. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!